In this section, we are going to use another AR provider for space tracking. Import the Niantic Spatial SDK. Enable this preprocessor constant. Next, download and install the Scanniverse 3D Scanner app on a LiDAR-capable device. Scan an area, then send the scan and import it into Unity. Replace an existing level in the asset bundle with this scan, and build the collision walls you want the pathfinding to account for. Build and update the asset bundle on your local web server. Now create the content for the new level.
Many years ago, a new type of church and building started being built in Catalonia, the Romanesque style. An important man named Abbot Oliba helped make this style very popular.
Hace muchos años, empezó a construirse en Cataluña un nuevo tipo de iglesia y de edificio, el estilo románico. Un hombre importante llamado el Abad Oliba ayudó a que este estilo se volviera muy popular.
Il y a de nombreuses années, un nouveau type d'église et de bâtiment a commencé à être construit en Catalogne, le style roman. Un homme important nommé l'abbé Oliba a contribué à rendre ce style très populaire. You can recognize Romanesque churches because they have rounded shapes, like half a circle, and walls decorated with little art.
Puedes reconocer las iglesias románicas.
Vous pouvez reconnaître les églises romanes. Churches weren't the only thing built like this. Castles and other buildings were too, and paintings and sculptures.
Las iglesias no eran lo único que se construía.
Les églises n'étaient pas les seules choses construites.
Set up your license API key, make a build, and test it on location.
At the beginning of the 11th century, a new artistic style arrives in Catalonia, Romanesque, which spreads across feudal Europe. Abbot Oliba was one of its main promoters in Catalan lands. Many monasteries, cathedrals, and churches are built or renovated following this new style, recognizable by its rounded forms and facades decorated with bands and arches. But Romanesque doesn't stay confined to religious architecture. It also influences civil and military buildings, and is reflected in paintings, sculptures, and goldwork of the period. Oliba, Count of Besalú and Cerdanya, becomes a monk in Ripoll in 1002. As abbot of the monasteries of Ripoll and Cuisia, and bishop of Vic, he leads a movement of renewal. In Rome, he advocates for the independence of the Catalan Church from Narbonne. He serves as advisor to Countess Ermesenda, and as a mediator in various conflicts. He founds schools, scriptoria, and churches. He plays a key role in resisting feudal violence. In 1027, he presides over the Synod of Toluges, which establishes the peace and truce of God, prohibiting warfare on certain days of the week, and granting immunity to clergy, their property, and the sacraria, the protected area surrounding churches. The Hispanic March is a frontier territory. Small castles and watchtowers are built overlooking valleys and controlling mountain passes. The improvised fortifications of the early period are gradually replaced or reinforced throughout the 10th and 11th centuries by solid towers built of stone and mortar. Over time, castles are equipped with additional enclosures and impenetrable walls, forming a defensive network that protects the lands of the march. During the 10th century, castles are no longer just a safeguard against outside threats. They become instruments of control and power over the peasantry. Starting in the early 11th century, the heads of noble lineages begin appropriating public offices and revenues, gradually oppressing the free peasantry. Whoever controls a castle holds authority over everyone living in its territory. In exchange for protection, the inhabitants must fulfill a set of obligations toward the lord of the castle, maintaining it, defending it, and working for him. This new system of relationships, based on personal bonds of loyalty between lords and vassals, is set down in writing in the Usages de Barcelona, one of the earliest legal codes in Catalonia. Being a knight in the 12th century required expensive and sophisticated equipment. For protection, knights wore chainmail, gloves, and a mail hood, along with a padded garment worn under the armor and a shield. The head was protected by a helmet. As weapons, they mainly used a sword and a lance. The lance carried a small flag to prevent it from penetrating too deeply into the enemy's body. Since it was difficult to recognize who was who under so much armor in battle, knights began decorating their shields with their own symbols, which over time became the distinctive emblem of each noble family. The Church of Sant Vicent de Cardona, within the grounds of Cardona Castle, is one of the jewels of Catalan Romanesque art. It has 3 aisles and a central dome, with 3 semicircular apses at the rear. It was built in a remarkably short time. Construction began before 1029, and the church was already consecrated by 1040, which explains why the whole building has such a uniform, coherent style, as if it had been designed all at once.
As you grow older in the life, you recognize that it is God who brought you here, it's God who keeps you here.
Amidst the hustle and bustle of our society,
Harnessing hydraulic energy for grinding grain is one of the great revolutions of the Middle Ages. Mechanizing the process brings a decisive improvement in working conditions and quality of life, freeing people from one of the heaviest domestic chores. The use of water-powered mills becomes widespread across the Catalan counties during the 11th, 12th, and 13th centuries. At first, their structure is very simple and precarious. During the feudal era, mills come to be owned by the lords of the land, who require their vassals to use them and hand over part of the flour as payment in return.